Okay, finally got a fucking good shot. It's so obnoxious because my phone, I turn on the camera to line up the shot, and then my phone, once I hit record, my phone is like, just kidding, you're gonna get a different shot, which is annoying. Anyway, hello! I wanted to talk about why men hate confident women. Men hate all women, okay? So they hate all of us, no matter what type of woman you are, you know, you're hated. But I just wanted to talk specifically about my own experiences being a confident woman and men hating me for it. Or men, you know, stopping a relationship with me for being a confident woman, okay? I just kind of wanted to outline why men hate confident women. Right quick, it's something I whipped up. I'm sure there's kind of more to it than what I wrote down, but here's what I wrote down. So, the notion of oppressor submissive, or to put it a little bit more vulgarly, you know, fucker and the fucked, is the baseline for male and female relationships. Okay? I don't care if it's familial. I don't care if it's professional. I don't care if it's romantic. That is the general, way that male and female relationships work within patriarchy. So when that is the baseline, men always want power or control or the upper hand. And confident women, like me, don't give them this. And that upsets them a lot. You guys, a lot of things upset the men's fifis. What are we gonna do? But so I'm gonna tell you stories at the end. I'm just gonna give you the kind of go through first. So the fact that this is so widespread, that, you know, men and women's relationship are working within the aggressor and submissive, framework, makes it the default for all male and female relationships, like I just said. And when women differentiate from this, you know, when women say, oh no, no, we're not going to do that. Or when they say, you know what, I just flat out, like, I've had men tell me I'm bossy for me saying, oh, I don't like that. Like, about something really fucking trivial. And I'm like, okay, you're fucking dumb. But anyway, so when men are exposed to this so often, because it is the default within our culture, men are like, does not compute, and they don't get it, right? So they don't get why a woman would be confident, probably because they're not fucking confident, because they know deep down that they're not, that women are better than men all the time. They don't get it. They're like, their brain, like, can't handle it. So then they, act out, whether that's firing a woman or reprimanding her for her behavior at work, or breaking up with her, or even abusing her, because that's what usually happens in familial relationships. Let's be real here. When men can't retaliate well enough, they resort to violence, because that's how men are. And they want to have control constantly. And confident women don't allow them control. There's no, I don't have relationships with men in which there is a control and a controlled aspect. And as soon as that fucking happens to me, I'm like, peace, Or better yet, they're like, peace, before I even fucking know that they're so goddamn stupid that they can't handle a confident woman. So the way that we move beyond this is men need to acknowledge that this is the framework that society is currently working with. Okay, because it is across the board. The aggressor and the submissive. Okay, the fucker and the fucked. That's how it works all of the time. Men need to understand this. They need to get to know it, and they need to be like, that's bad, and stop doing it. Okay, that's how we move on. That's how we're going to progress. Because right now, since that's the default for all male-female relationships, that's just going to happen. That is just going to happen, and it's super obnoxious, and it's super annoying. And, I guess I put it this way, and that's that I know a grand total of one male, one man who respects me, and I feel that he respects me. And I feel that he respects my viewpoints. And, you know, he and I can have dialogues about a lot of things. But other men, you know, especially when you disagree with them, frequently when you disagree with them, they can't handle it. Because that's differentiating from the controller and the controlled. And they can't handle it. So I just kind of wanted to tell y'all some stories, some examples of this. My friend, gosh, if someone knows the story and can link, like, please link. My friend told me the story of how there was this woman who worked in a video game company, and she was the only woman on the entire staff. And she just was experiencing all this constant misogyny, you know, constant ridicule. She was just not doing well at work. So she convinced one of her male coworkers to pitch a video game idea to the rest of the men at a meeting. And she had him use the exact same words that she had already used because she had already presented this idea, and the men were like, no, that just sounds dumb. We're not doing it. So she had him use the exact words that she had her coworker use the exact words that she had used. And she had him do it. She wanted him to do it in the exact same way that she had done it. And then he did it in front of all these men, and everyone loved it because it was not a confident woman. It was not even a not confident woman, just a woman presenting her idea. It was not that. It was a man presenting a woman's idea, but claiming the idea as his own, and then they loved it. How fucking stupid are you? Oh my god. Okay, here's another good one. So, I used to go to this dog park all the time because I lived right near it. And I would go to this dog park very frequently, and there was this guy there who was old enough to be my father, if not my grandfather, who was also there frequently when I was there, and we would engage in, like, really pointless small talk, you know, while I was there, and, like, I don't even remember any of it. It was just dumb shit that you talk about to, you know, someone at a dog park, like, the weather, or your dog, or whatever, and, like, I thought this guy was just being friendly with me, and because that's what I was doing with him. I was just being friendly with him, and it was no thing. But so I saw this same guy not in the dog, because the dog area was in a different part of the park. I saw this guy in a different area entirely of the park one day, and I was actually with my boyfriend at the time, he and I were, like, cuddling on this park bench, and this guy gave me, the guy that I had usually engaged in small talk with, like, gave me this fucking look. And if you can read, you know, facial expressions, you can generally read minds. But he gave me this fucking look, like as if I had betrayed him. And I knew then that the whole time that he and I had been talking, he saw it as, like, a flirtatious conversation every time. He saw it as me, like, presenting interest in him, which I was not doing. I mean, I was doing in that, like, I was okay with, you know, making small talk with him, but I wasn't interested in him beyond that. But, like, he was, like, pissed when he saw me with this other man, because that whole fucking time he thought that like, and I was like, wow. And I know that that's how he felt, because then he wasn't so friendly to me after that. Typical male. This other time I was camping with my other, different at the time, boyfriend, and some other friends, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but, do you want to come up? Come here. I don't remember what we were talking about, but, hi. This is my dog, Chekhov, and he's the shit, and he also hates male, misogyny, right, Czech? He actually does hate men. Anyway, so we were camping, right? And I don't remember what we were talking about, but this was somehow relevant, because it's a thing. I said that that the United States as a whole is currently more racially segregated than it was in the 60s, which is true. And of course, this white fucking male was like, I don't think that's true. And I kind of laughed at him. I was like, I don't care if you think it's true or not, because it's true. You can look it up, dude. Like, I don't care what you think, because it's fucking true. And feel free to look it up, because it's a fact. And I forgot all about that, actually. But then later, my boyfriend at the time brought that up. He was so upset that I had disrespected a man like that. I'm trying to think of any other examples. I have a ton of other examples, but I don't even fucking feel like getting into it right now. But that's why men hate confident women. And I'm going to put a cool vid down below of Nicki Minaj, because she's so awesome. And you know what? Everyone, okay, I acknowledge that, let's just acknowledge right now that everyone is problematic. Everyone is susceptible to being problematic and having views that you might find disconcerting or whatever. But that doesn't mean that that person doesn't have anything valuable to say. So watch this really cool Nicki Minaj video that I was lucky enough to see as a younger lass, and it really inspired me. And maybe my friend, maybe someone can put the video game story down below. But thanks for watching. Peace.